Welcome to Suffolk Socks. That's a bit wobbly, isn't it? Spontaneous podcast. I have done a couple, but they're so out of date, to be honest, that it's just, old news. Things have happened that I thought I'd just do something fresh. In fact, I haven't even got much knitting up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce a new section, and that's all we're going to talk about, I think. Anyway, welcome. My name's Julie, and I'm coming to you from my home in Suffolk. I'm Julie. I run Suffolk Socks, which is a very small independent online yarn shop that specialises in sock yarn, and I am the dyer behind the Yarn Tart yarn label. So I'm coming to you from my shop room. This is all my stock behind me, and not a bit of makeup on. I have washed my face today. I'm looking slightly dishevelled because I've had Matilda for the day, which has been fabulous. So I've been to Mums and Tots and I've been in the garden all day. So I'll probably fall asleep by about 6:30. Anyway, so welcome. If you are returning viewers, thank you for coming back, and you'll know I am a waffly little bugger, and if you are watching me for the first time, a very warm welcome, and beware, I am a waffly little bugger. I like to waffle. So what I thought I'd do is, I'm just looking around my shop room thinking, what have I got that it's worth seeing? I thought I'd introduce my new section, which is going to be called the Trug with a Shrug. You're asking what that means, aren't you? I can see your brains clicking away. And basically all it is my trug, and it's like, there you go, my trug with a shrug. And in this trug with a shrug is where I keep all my whips, which there are many. There are many secrets held within my whips, because if my needles could talk, God knows what they'd tell you. Best not to worry too much, because it's never going to happen. So what I thought I'd do is I'd go through my trug with a shrug and basically cast shame on myself for having this many whips. But do you know, I couldn't care less. Well, I do care what you think, but I'm not really bothered about having too many whips, because it is just knitting, isn't it? It's a hobby. It's a lovely thing, just because I love lipsticks, but I have a few. Mind you, I do wear the same one all the time, so I'm monogamous on my lipsticks. I'm trying to liken it to something. Anyway, I like lots of whips. Works in progress. So I thought I'd go through with them. So I'm probably in for a few surprises here as well. So anyway, my first one is kept in this bag, which says, "You Stunner." Now, I think I bought this bag from a crafty shop in Skipton when I was there a few years ago for, I think it was the first yarn deal I ever went to, and I saw it and I thought to myself, oh, I quite like that. And in this one is a sock project, and this is one of my designs. It's in one of my wools. I have no idea what the content is. I have no idea what the colourway is, but it is quite nice. So I'm thinking I might just pull it out and start again. Well, I'm thinking I'll have to, because I will not be able to remember what on earth the second sock's supposed to be about. But it's quite nice. It's got pinks and blacks, and I can't remember. But I'm sure one of my customers, Christine, bought the same colourway, so I might have to ask her what colourway it is. Anyway, that's it caked up, so I've got more than enough to do another sock. So that'll probably get pulled out. But anyway, it's still in my trug with a shrug. My second one, I should really write down, shouldn't I? I did have this brainwave today because I picked up another sock project, and I couldn't remember where I was. I couldn't remember how many stitches or anything on it. So I'm thinking I've got some plastic shop tags that I use when I'm doing a fair or something to put a little price on and my SKU number so that people know what the people on the till know what it is. And I was thinking I might write myself a little note, you know, saying what size needles and what have you. Because sometimes if I start a new project, I'll pinch the needles off another project. And then I get to that project and I think, so I'm sure I wasn't knitting these in this needle. If that makes sense. It does in my head. It does in a Julie head. Anyway, this is a sock blank. I can't remember what it's called. I want to say it was the last Christmas, wasn't it? It wasn't, was it Starry Night? Starbright, Starry Night? Anyway, I have got one finished. And I know Tony Lowry is knitting this one, so I'll have to ask her what the colourway is. It's a good job I've got all these knitting friends to keep me right. So yes, I've just done a little bit of a pattern from one of my old, I think it was from the School Socks Rock. I just used the edge and I've got the same cup straight into a standard heel flap with the gauntlet stitch either side, and then an ordinary two, and my mismatched off star toe. And it's kept in a bag that was made for me by Tony Lowry. And I know these are on 2.5s because I always used to knit my socks on a 2.5. And these are my Knit Pro Zings. I quite like these. I like the DPNs in them. I'm not a lover of the fixed circs, but I've had my finger impaled several times these last few weeks on my higher. And they are so sore that I've actually gone back to using the DPN Zings because they're pointy enough for me, but they're not pointy that they impale my finger like the other ones. So that's in there. This is a lovely bag. I just put it in my handbag and what have you. So the next one, oh, you don't want to see that, but that's in my lovely bag I got from So Sweet Violet when I was at the retreat. Right. Do you know what? I think I'm going to have to get a pretty trug so that I can have it downstairs. But it matches in with everything. Anyway, so these are my Christmas Eve cast on. So I'm not overly worried about this because what I'll do is I'll cast on sock 2 on Christmas Eve. And these are in my Waltzing Matilda sock yarn, which was part of my Twas the Knit Before Christmas kit that I did. I do that every year. Every year I do a kit and it's called Twas the Knit Before Christmas. And this is one of my designs out of the School Socks Rock. I think this was the summer one. And I'm knitting that. I'm pleased I've picked this up because I found these needles. These are in the higher steels, which are lovely because they're not as sharp on the point. But they're lovely and they've got a sparkle in. This was really popular, this yarn, at Christmas. So that's another thing in my truck with a shrug. Then I've got another sock. And I can't even remember what this one is. Oh, I do know what this one is. So let's have a look. This was a shorty sock that I just made for Phoebe, my daughter, for her birthday in February. But she never got them. She's had plenty of other socks since. And these, I'm knitting these on the Addy Crazies just to try them out. And these are the ones where you've got the 2 short needles with the very short cable in. And the idea is so you can just work on 2 needles but knit onto the 3rd. The jury's still out on these. I can knit quite happily on them, but they wouldn't be my first needle of choice. But they've been very popular and they still are popular actually. So yeah, and this again, I think this colourway is called Lady Stash. No, I think Christine again has got this one. I think it might be this one that she's got. So yeah, that's another one. My other one, well, this one is lovely. I love this one, but I can't even remember the name of the wool. But this is another design that I'm coming up with, so I can't show it to you too much. Again, I've got another sock from, actually these are all my sock. This is all my sock yarn from the Yarn Tart. That I'm beginning to think this might be where just test me colours. That's great, isn't it? I can justify it. This is all my wool of the Yarn Tart that I'm just testing my yarn skeins out on. But I really like this one actually. Can't remember the colour. Oh, excuse me. But just a nice plain vanilla sock, and that's knit using my ChiaoGoo fixers. I go in between. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's dead chuffed. I'm dead chuffed about that. I've got 2 of them now. Also, I'd be able to finish them, no problem. There you go. I've just got half a sock to knit, look. See, there's a silver lining in every trug, isn't there? Right, my other one is, now this is a new design I've got coming out called Let's Go Fly a Kite. And again, this is in, I know it was in my, it's a colourway that I did for the Yarn Tart Club. I'm dreadful. I have got a problem with, well, I haven't got a very good memory at the minute. And when I get tired, I can't even speak straight really. But anyway, that's it. And this is lovely. I've seen this knit up a few times by some of the girls. And again, I'm on to the second one of that. So maybe I should just keep going. But it's a lovely, and I think this is a high twist merino. You see, I should write it down, shouldn't I? Shocking. I'm a shocking dyer. Well, no, I'm not. I'm a good dyer, actually. I dye lovely yarns. And but I'm shocking at remembering what your colourways are. That's why I never repeat a colour. This is a good old opal. Now, I do know this is a good old, not opal, Regia, and it's one of the K Facet colourways that I can't remember, but the answers are all in the shop. If you go in the shop. Oh, dear, it is in that box down there. And again, I'm well on to the second one of that one as well. I don't even know why I haven't finished this, because I know these are for my dad. Maybe I started them and thought, oh, they'll do for me, make 9 revised. Now, the last pair I've got, this was the last colourway that I dyed for the first Yarn Tart Club. And this was an experiment. Not by choice, really. I have a tiny little knitting group. That's just 3 of us, me, Jackie and Tony, and we go to a cafe in East Burcourt called Oranges and Lemons. And we chat away all afternoon with our knitting and what have you. And I realised I'd knit well past the heel on these socks, so I decided to go for the afterthought everything, is it? The afterthought everything. Anyway, this should be called the hindsight socks, because with hindsight I would have put the heel in regardless how long it was. So I've split them, and I'm not quite sure how I do this, but I've split them, and I'm going to do the toes. Yes, I'm going to do the toes in this colour, and then I'll do a proper afterthought heel. And then I don't know who's going to get these. Probably my husband. Yeah, because they're a manly colour on them. Oh, they're so pretty actually. They've got like turquoise and like sea greens and stuff. So yeah, so that's my trug with a shrug. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I know I've got 3 pair of socks downstairs. That's 11. That's not too bad, is it? I'm not overly concerned. I think I should be. Because really, that's 5.5 pair of socks, isn't it? because most of the, well, a little bit strange because we wear the pink frilly ones, but he's in touch with his feminine side. So anyway, so that's my Trug with a Shrug. My cat's hiding in the wardrobe. This room is a pet-free zone, and my dog, my lovely little dog, died last week. God, I was heartbroken. It's such a mess. And we have a stair gate at the bottom of our stairs, primarily for to stop Matilda, my granddaughter, getting upstairs. But we discovered that as soon as the stair gate came up, the dog was terrified of coming up the stairs, and hence the cat was. So now that we haven't got the dog anymore, we keep the stair gate open. But the cat's discovered a love of coming up the stairs, which it never really did before. And I've got this wall along here has got slidey doors on, and I've just left one of them open. It's just one my husband keeps all his motorbike gear. The little devil's gone in there. I've got a doll's house in there as well. So I hope he's sitting on that. So it'll be a fight to get him out. So anyway, yes, the other thing I have got, I will talk about this. Now, I'm not very good at this. And I know everybody loves them. But I can't get my head around these. And this is the Mitre Square. This is all I've done. I was going to do it every Friday night because Sarah, Sherlock Knits, has a Friday night blanket night. And I thought to myself, do you know, that's really nice. But I have to think about it. And on a night time, I can't really think too much about things. I like to just pick up and knit. And so that's really failing miserably. But this is, again, that's with all my dyes. My dyed wool in there. So, you know, I think I'll be probably a great grandma by the time that's a usable size. One thing I will show you is I've got this up here. I'm knitting this jumper for my son, and it's the flax. Now I was doing really well with it, and I'm a bit cheesed off at, well, I'm not cheesed off, I don't get cheesed off really. I was knitting it, oh look, it's all come out, and I noticed that I had what I thought was a click, but it wasn't. And then I've noticed there was a knot in my wool, and it had come away. Oh, I can't even find it now. But there, look at that. I hadn't even noticed it. I just thought it was a fleck of the tweed. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to just pull it all out right back to there. Because it wasn't, I couldn't even sew it in, so that's loads of work. So I've had to pull back about 3 inches, and but he's tried it on. He looked absolutely ridiculous in it when it was this size, with his stomach hanging out. Well, it wasn't, you know, he's just slim my son, so I'm just taking the mickey. But this wool, even, you know, putting aside the knot in the wool and it's splitting, it's just beautiful. It's the Fibre Company, Aran, an absolute gem to knit with. So that's lovely. So that's that. And downstairs in my Trug with a Shrug, well, it's not even a Trug actually, it's a great big alcove. And I've got a bag that I got at the retreat filled with all my whips. I have a lovely colour work jumper and a few pair of socks and another jumper that I've got on the go for Phoebe. But come the 4th of May, I'm joining in with the Periscoping Sisters mystery knit along, and I will show you the wool I've got because I've got it. Oh, here. Oh no, I have got it here. Right. When I was at the knitting retreat, Emma goes, I'm friends with Emma. She has started her own yarn label, and it is called Seren Yarns. And Emma has started, you know, as I said, she started dyeing her own wool. And at the retreat, there was a mini market, and so I was lucky enough to nab Well, I got two. I got these two first, I think. We did a bit of a swap. And then we went on up to Edinburgh and we ended up swapping again. So I got another one. Now, none of these have names. Does that one? That one doesn't either. But when I came back, she had an update. She'd just opened her Etsy shop, so I bought another one. That's a bit pink. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to join in with the Periscoping Sisters Mother's Gift mystery knit along, and doesn't start till May the 4th. So I reckon I'll be able to get a couple of things off the needles. I lost my knitting mojo a bit. When I came back from Edinburgh, I got the sad news that one of my friends had died very suddenly on the Sunday, and she was a lady who she's a friend. Well, she's a friend, one of my friends, and we were all in a knit group when we found this out. So really, there was the majority of us lost our knitting mojo really a little bit, and it's starting to come back. It is back. But yes, so this is just what I need to kick myself up the bum and cast on. And this is a mother's knit. So I can't decide whether to do those three or those three. But I'm going to have a look what the clues are, because you've got to have I think it's just 2 colours, isn't it? 2 colours. Might be 3. See, I can't really retain much information. But anyway, it's going to be a choice of these 3. But aren't they lovely? And actually, the colour is so accurate there. Really lovely. So that's Seren Yarns. And Emma is EJW 1969 on Instagram. And she is Emma 1969 on Ravelry. I don't think she's on Facebook. Well, I'm fairly sure she's not on Facebook. But there's a lot of postings about a yarn at the minute, and quite rightly so. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to cast on. And I was going to make socks with them. Now I'm going to Shetland with Emma, to Shetland Wool Week. So I want to do a yarn justice, and I just think go to Shetland with Emma and Tony and using Emma's yarn to make the shawl at the Periscoping Sisters, because Emma and I spent a lot of time with Amy and Debbie when we were in Edinburgh at the yarn festival. So I think I can class it they're my friends now. So it'll just be lovely. I love things like this having meaning. But that won't make it into the trug with a shrug, because it will be a finished object. So anyway, I'm going to go now. I'm going to go back downstairs, and my husband's at band practice. He always goes to band practice on a Tuesday night, and make tea. I don't know what we're going to have. I hate to cook. I'm not a cook. I'm not a natural cook. And I cook to eat. It doesn't have to be a work of art on my plate. So if I could have a takeaway that was healthy every night of the week, I would. In fact, if I won the pools, I'd probably get somebody that could come in, a chef that would come in, as long as he could do things like, spaghetti bolognese, like egg and chips. Don't mind any garnish, just fish finger sandwiches. I'd be happy as Larry. But there you go. I'm not going to win the pools. I don't even have to do the pools anymore, do they? Anyway, on that note, I'm going to go downstairs and have a rifle through my freezer or fridge to see what we can have for our tea, what culinary delight I can come up with, and get some knitting out. And then we're going to watch Designated Survivor. Oh my God, have you been watching Designated? Oh, I'll have to tell you this. We started watching Designated Survivor with Kiefer Sutherland, yes. Where he was the designated survivor in the, what is it the Americans have? cabinet, a bit like the cabinet. Anyway, whatever. So he's now the president. Oh my God, I loved him in 24, but this has just got me on the edge of my seat. And I can just watch one episode because I find it so stressful. What was that, MasterChef? And MasterChef's finished now. I love MasterChef. And I'm so pleased with Kenny Bone. Anyway, I told you I was a waffler. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to go. So thank you for watching. I hope you've got to the end without being too stressed out. And see you soon. Bye.